In this tutorial, I'm going to be talking about two-point perspective box drawing. The question might be is what's the difference between 1-point and 2-point perspective? Well, the difference between the two is single point perspective is the vanishing point to a single point, and 2-point perspective is a vanishing point to 2 point. Vanishing points to 2 points. So we're going to start off with drawing our line in the center of the paper. So again, I'm going to go ahead and fold the paper lengthwise in half. So fold lengthwise in half. And I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to draw my line in. And again, this is my vanishing line. And hopefully you can see that with the camera. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw two vanishing points. Now I want to keep my vanishing points in from the edge of the paper a little ways. And I don't know if you go about 1.5 inches, 2 inches or so. I'm not going to draw these points real big, okay? But I want them about the same distance right to left. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with drawing some boxes. Okay, I'm going to start off with drawing a line. Now, if you remember from single point perspective, where we put the point in the middle, we started off with drawing boxes. With 2-point perspective, we're going to start off with drawing just a line for the box. Okay, so I'm going to start off with drawing a line above the vanishing line, a line on, and you can make these lines different lengths, and a line below. Now the different lengths you make, the smaller or larger of the lengths of lines, the smaller or larger the box will be. We're going to start off with drawing now our conversion lines. We'll start off with the line that is on the horizon line. Okay, and we're going to go from the top point and the bottom point of that line that's on the horizon line. We're going to draw our conversion lines back to each one of the points. Now make sure you draw these lightly. Okay, because if you remember, what we're going to do after we get the box drawn is we are going to erase the conversion lines. So again, draw these fairly lightly. Okay, so I have conversion lines going one direction, conversion lines going the other. Okay, now if you remember correctly, when we look at a line that is either above or below the horizon line, you remember that horizon line is always eye level. So as you're looking at something eye level, especially a box, technically the only thing you're going to see is two sides. Okay? Now if we go to a line that's above the horizon line, we're not looking at it eye level, so technically we're looking up at it. So this one you're going to see the bottom of a box. So you're going to see two sides and a bottom. If we look at a conversion line below the horizon line, we're not looking at it eye level, we're looking down at it. So you're going to see two sides and a top. So with the conversion lines now drawn to each point, I'm going to draw out my first box. So what I want to do is I want to take my ruler and I'm going to make it parallel with the original line that goes above and below the horizon line. And I might decide that going to the right side of the paper, this side of the box is shorter. So I'm just going to go a ruler width on this one. And then the side of the box going to the left, I'm going to make sure my ruler is parallel with the original line, and I'm going to go ahead and slide this ruler over, and I might decide to make this side of the box a little bit bigger. So that looks about good right there. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line in. And when you draw these lines in that are parallel, you're making sure you just touch each conversion line, top and bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to darken in the conversion line going from that line to the first line I made, and then again over here. And I'm going to make sure that I darken up the lines going to the right between the lines also. Okay, once this is complete, I'm going to erase my horizon line going through the box, because remember, our box is not see-through. We don't have a see-through box, so we gotta erase this. Okay, and then I'm gonna erase my conversion lines. And once complete, you can see we have our first box that is on the horizon line. Okay, now I'm going to take my box that's above the horizon line, and I'm going to take the top and bottom of the line, and I'm going to go to the left horizon point, and then, vanishing point, and then I'm going to go to the right vanishing point with the lines. So again, above the line to the vanishing point, below the line to the vanishing point. Again, you'd want to draw those light. I'm going a little bit too dark there, so I'll lighten up my pencil a little here. Now remember, if your vanish or your conversion lines hit another box, make sure you stop and don't hit that box, okay? You can see mine goes just slightly above it, so we're good there. Okay, then I'm going to take and I'm going to do a parallel line, and I might choose my right side of my box here is longer than the left side. And I'm going to go parallel with my ruler and slide the ruler over. And draw that line between the conversion lines. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the left. I'm just going to go ruler width and draw my line between the conversion lines. Okay, then I'm going to take each one of these points that is at the bottom, because we're above, so we're looking at the bottom of the box. So these points that are at the bottom of these parallel lines, I'm going to take those, and the left line I'm going to take to the opposite side, so I'm going to take it to the right. And then the right side, I'm going to take it to the outside, so I'm going to take that one to the left. Okay. And again, these are conversion lines, so you want to make sure they're light. Don't draw through a box you've already drawn. Okay, now, I know that this point is going to intersect somewhere over here, so that's a long enough line, conversion line. Okay, and then over here, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, now I can take and I can darken up all my lines in my box. So I'm going to do these top ones. And then I'm going to do the bottom ones. And you can see here's my bottom, so I'm going to darken this line here where it meets at this intersection, and then I'm going to darken that line so I can see the bottom. Okay, and then I have 1, 2, 3 conversion lines going to the left and 1, 2, 3 conversion lines going to the right. I can take and erase all those. I then see my box above the horizon line. Now we're going to take the line below the vanishing line, and we're going to draw our box on that. So the same thing that we did up here, we're going to take the point at the top and the bottom of that line, and we're going to go to the right vanishing point, and we're going to take our conversion lines to the left vanishing point. So here we go. And again, draw these in lightly, because we'll have to erase. Now Now remember, if we were drawing our conversion lines and they came in contact with that box, you make sure you stop. In this case, they're not. Okay, now I'm going to go to the bottom of this line, go back to our vanishing point, same with this one. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose to put a line, and I'm just going to go ruler width on this side, and again, parallel lines, right? So 2 of them on each side. And drawing it in between our conversion lines. And then this one here, I'm going to go parallel. I'm going to slide this all the way back. I'm going to make this a pretty long side to this box. And you're going to see something different happen here. Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll darken in these lines to make so you can see the sides of my box. Okay, so you see 1 and 2 sides. And then if you remember correctly from there, we're going to take these 2 points where our lines in between our conversion lines meet. And we're going to take the left point to the right side vanishing point and the right point to the left side vanishing point. And draw my point from the right side to the left here. So we go right to the left. And remember, I'm going to stop my conversion line, okay, when it hits the box that's already in the drawing. And then I'm going to take this point, I'm going to go to my right side vanishing point, and again I'm going to stop when it hits the box. Okay. Now if we carried this line on and we carried this line on, they're probably going to meet somewhere right in there, okay, on top of that box. Now we don't want this box behind that one, so we're not going to meet our lines up there. Okay, so we're going to stop that line. Now let me just lightly draw this one in so you get the idea of where this conversion line would go. Okay, so we have and then this one would have went to finish it, would have traveled back here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 conversion lines. All right, so now what I can do is I can take and I can erase these conversion lines. Okay, the box that is now below the horizon line sits underneath that box. Okay, and we can see 1, 2 sides and the top of it. Okay, now at this point, what we can do is we can continue on with some more lines on here and placing the boxes and making sure that certain boxes, so like this one would be behind that one, and not drawing over top of each other. Okay, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.